Hello, welcome to Pub Football. Miles and Jimmy here. In this episode, we're going to look back over Sunday's games, North London derby included. One of us is happier than the other one. We're going to look into last night's game, Manchester United drawing with Southampton, and we will preview the game tonight, kicking off very soon actually. Chelsea hosting Norwich City at Stamford Bridge. Starting with Sunday, Wolves winning 3-0 at home to Everton, Aston Villa beating Crystal Palace 2-0, Tottenham beating Arsenal 2-1, and Bournemouth beating Leicester 4-1. Should we just start with the North London derby to get it out of the way, Jimmy? Because
let's crack on.
It wasn't pretty. It was pretty average, to be honest. Neither team looked great. Tottenham just got it done on the day. I actually didn't hate Jose Mourinho's 4-4-2. I think when it comes to the sum of the parts, it worked quite well.
I've got to be honest, I'm still a little bit annoyed by the result because we should have never have lost the game. Never. And yeah, as you say, just stupid mistakes. I thought Spurs were poor. I thought Arsenal were a little bit better. But I don't know. It's a weird one. You look at it now and you go, would you rather be an Arsenal fan or a Spurs fan going into next season? I'd 100% be an Arsenal fan. There's more direction of what we're trying to do, formation-wise, tactical-wise. Yeah, and I just feel like not sure what Jose's going to do, to be honest, in the next sort of, the end of the season going on to next. It seems a bit kind of, let's sit back and hope for the best and try and nick a couple of goals.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Kane and Son up top, you can sort of use that tactic, but the midfield just doesn't really do it for me. Tongi Ndombele's not getting anywhere near the team. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Tottenham, but I don't care because Tottenham beat Arsenal and Tottenham jumped Arsenal in the league, which is fabulous. And there's a chance, still an outside chance of Europa League football, but the consistency is the problem. But that's the same for both teams. To be honest, both teams look mid-table.
Yeah. I was quite pleased with Arsenal's performance. I thought we were okay. I thought we created enough chances to win the game. Aubameyang should have scored when he hit the bar. It's just frustrating, isn't it? It was one of those games, we watched it together, and I can't lie, I was absolutely fuming at the end. Absolutely fuming. I left straight after, couldn't have it. And yeah, it's just, Mourinho really bothers me, to be honest, because I think as a Spurs fan, you're going to be very, very disgruntled in a sort of 6-12 months' time when it's negative football. You're not creating a lot. You don't have a lot of the ball. I would worry about that big time. But it's a good result, which is frustrating to say. Yes.
Let's look at the bottom of the table, because we said with West Ham and Watford both winning on Saturday, we were like, they probably just about done enough now. Norwich already relegated. Then Villa go and beat Crystal Palace at home. And then Bournemouth go and thrash Leicester 4-1. And Dominic Solanke scored twice. A player who we have derided on this show. Yeah. A player who we've not pulled any punches with. We've said he's terrible. Scored twice. And low-key, his second goal was pretty bloody good.
Yeah, you're going to stay up when Dominic Solanke gets a brace. Crikey. Yeah. It was just I was watching a bit of it, and obviously I saw Leicester were winning, thought, that'll be it, job done. And then I turned it back over and went, my God, they're winning like 3 or 4-1. What's going on? But Leicester are absolutely capitulating at completely the wrong time, aren't they? And they are going to miss out on the Champions League now because of Man City's overturn.
It's a little bit like last season when no one wanted the Champions League spots. Chelsea stumbling, Leicester stumbling, and Man United stumbling, which we'll get onto in a second. It's going to be interesting to see who can turn it around, because there are a couple of games where they play each other. I think Leicester have to play Man United.
And Spurs.
And Spurs, but Spurs aren't getting in the Champions League, so Leicester should walk that one. But no, for Aston Villa, a big win as well, and Bournemouth. They're both in touching distance. Aston Villa's still 4 points. Might be a little bit too much, but Bournemouth have got a real shot here, especially with West Ham and Watford playing each other.
Yeah, definitely. They've given themselves both such a lifeline. It's made it a lot tighter. I think Watford fans will be squirming a little bit now, thinking they aren't too far away. But yeah, as you say, they're back on track, and we'll see what comes in the next couple of games. But I hope Bournemouth stay up. I don't really care about Aston Villa, but I hope Bournemouth stay up.
Last night, Man United threw away a 2-1 lead in the last minute, a Michael Obafemi goal, equalising for Southampton after Southampton had actually gone ahead, a Paul Pogba mistake on the edge of the box. And Man United have had a little bit of a wobble in the last few games. The results have been all right, but the performances haven't been quite as good. Do you worry with the Man United mentality over the last few seasons that it seems that the players can only play well for a few weeks before it goes off the boil? Paul Pogba being a good example of this, where we'll have some fantastic weeks. 3 weeks, Pogba's back, and then it'll go. And that mistake he made at the start to get robbed of the ball sort of backed up that statement, because it was that lethargic, slow on the ball Paul Pogba that doesn't carry the team like Man United fans think he can, and actually still for some reason think he does.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. They've been on a fantastic run since probably before lockdown, since lockdown. It was the game you looked at, win it, and you go into the top four, I believe. So, yeah, so it's a big kick in the teeth. You'd think Southampton at home, bank a home win. But as you say, big players didn't turn up. Paul Pogba was poor, gave away a really poor goal. Martial's playing well, which is good to see. I genuinely think it's because there isn't a crowd. He seems to be playing very well at the moment. But yeah, it is a kick in the teeth. And I thought, who was it? Romeo should have been sent off. I thought it was a terrible tackle.
Yeah, it was a
terrible tackle. Considered it went to VAR. I'm shocked it didn't get overturned. But
I don't know why we're asking VAR to overturn things, because it doesn't. It doesn't. There's no point. It's just I've become numb to it. I've become completely ambivalent towards VAR. I just don't care anymore, because there's no point to it. All VAR does is give us a chance to watch it a few more times from a few different angles in slow motion, and then to go, we've got to overturn this. It's got to be this. Yeah. Oh no, they haven't. Of course they haven't. We just get replay. Yeah. We just slow the game down. That's all VAR does.
Yeah, to be fair, give Southampton their due. A team not really playing for a lot in the last 3-4 games, put in a brilliant performance, and they thoroughly deserve to get something out of it. And watch them next year. I think they're going to have a really good season next year. I really like Hassan Hurtel, and I like what Southampton are doing.
I think they'll push up the table. I think they'll be a top half side.
Yeah, definitely.
They might even mix it with Spurs and Arsenal, the way Spurs and Arsenal are playing. But for Man United, not good. Chelsea, Norwich tonight. Let's move straight on to that, because it's relevant to the conversation. The race for the top four. Chelsea should beat Norwich today. I know the pressure's off for Norwich, so you might see a shock, but Chelsea should be too good, and that will give them I believe, a 4-point buffer on Man United, who are in 5th. And just a reminder that Man City will be playing Champions League football next year, so 4th is important. It's not 5th anymore. Chelsea should win tonight. Man United and Leicester will probably be fighting it out for the last spot. Yeah,
definitely. As you say, it should be a home win tonight. I expect them to put in a much better performance, Chelsea, from the Sheffield United game. And as you say, it's getting down to the wire now, isn't it? Is who's going to falter and miss out big time. I hope Chelsea do get there. I think Lampard's had a great season with them. And yeah, we'll see. But it's going to be a home win tonight, mate.
Score?
2-0, comfortable.
2-0. I'm going to go 3-1. I don't know. I feel like Norwich might nick one, and Chelsea are a bit weak at the back. That was Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. We'll be back tomorrow morning to have a look back at the Chelsea game and see if we were right or if we were wrong. And we'll look ahead to about 4 games, I think, tomorrow evening. Like the page, subscribe to the channel, set your alerts so you know when we posted a video, and like our Instagram page at pub_football. But for now, cheers.